Alright everyone, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at how you can win more versus game with the same strats as SubOptimal. We're going to be analyzing one of their games, and we're going to be taking a look at how SubOptimal consistently wins versus matches with his strats. If you don't know SubOptimal is a streamer on Twitch. He also has a YouTube channel. They're a very skilled versus player in my opinion. Their spirit animal is the skunk. They really know how to use this to its maximum potential, and they consistently win versus game with this. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's learn from the master himself.
Okay, that's an interesting start.
Alright, SubOptimal here got a very lucky start. He got 3 otters from the start. The good thing about otters is they're the only tier 1 pet in the free-to-play pack that can actually skill. So he buys all of them. He's also got the early level 2 lined up for tier 3. So this is looking like a pretty good start for him.
What? What is this? Do we want to fish? Yeah, I guess. We draw.
So the first battle they draw, that's good. No lives lost.
Let's just do this. Oh, a crab. Do we just want to crush someone on this turn? I guess.
So what they did right now is they already went for the level 2. What's always a good strat is wait for turn 3 and then level up your pet so you get an early tier 3. Because tier 3s in the free-to-play pack are very powerful. The great thing about getting the crab right now is he's already got like one very beefy unit, and the crab just copies its HP, so it's gonna be a very strong team.
How would someone possibly beat this on turn 2? There's like no way, right?
So they easily win the second game because they got 2 pets with more than 8 HP. That's, as he said, almost unbeatable, I think, in round 3.
Alright, let's take a swan. Do we want, like... I'm very confused as to what to do here. Do we combine otters? I don't think so, right? Okay, that's fine. We could take a hedgehog. Okay, we got another swan.
So he buys the swans here. The swans are very good units. They, in my opinion, are the best unit in the game because they just give you extra gold, and with more gold you can roll more, so you can get better pets eventually. SubOptimal here going for 2 swans, so next turn he's gonna get 2 extra gold, saving a meat. This goes really well with the crab because the crab's got 8 HP. That's a lot of HP early on. It only has like 3 damage, so the meat would help very nicely.
I don't think we're gonna lose this turn. It seems like... Oh, what? No. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. I guess it's not the worst thing if only we hadn't got a dog.
Right, so now he accidentally combined his otters, which is a little unfortunate because now he gets a tier 3 out of it, and it's a dog, so it's not even a good tier 3. So that was a little bit of a misclick, but it happens. Right, so he just meated the crab, like I said earlier, giving solid attack, solid HP, so it's a super solid unit right now. So what I think he's doing here, he's kind of hoping for an ox. He's got 1 flamingo lined up. I think he's also going for the level up. The thing about flamingos, you can pill them, they give a little bit of stats, it's not that great, but when you get an ox behind your flamingo, which is like one of SubOptimal's strengths he plays to, is the ox. He's really good with the ox as well. So you pill the flamingo in front of the ox gets the trigger, so he gets the melon armor and the extra stats from its own ability, and they also get the 1/1 from the flamingo, so it's a pretty good way to skill your ox.
Let's see who's in here.
So we can now take a little bit of a look at the teams that are playing. This lobby is on 12 HP, so it's a little shorter than normal. Normally it's 15 HP. And if you just look at the stat differences, our team right now, SubOptimal's team, has got 8 HP on two animals, like over 10 attack on a couple of them with the meat combined. It's looking really good for them. So they got some very strong early pacing going on. This is one of the main strengths, I would say, of SubOptimal's playstyle. He has a lot of tempo in his team, so he gets early high tier or like high stat units that just wreck your team early on.
Okay. Nice. Now we want to see an ox.
Right, so they just unlocked tier 3, and SubOptimal said, I want to see an ox. So he's going for the flamingo pill in front of the ox. He wants that early melon armor in there. You can also go for a turtle, but sometimes you don't find it. It's a little bit of an if-if. And the strength about the ox is that when you have an ox in your team with melon armor, the melon armor can get sniped by a mosquito, right? But the ox always regains the melon armor, because when the unit in front of it dies, it just gets melon armor. So it's basically an anti-mosquito snipe. So a little bit of hard rolling going on right now. He got a swan finally, so he can level the swan. Thinking about the badger, which is a pretty good unit to put at the back. Leveling the swan, he got a dolphin. So the thing about the dolphin is an early tier 4, which is pretty good. An early tier 4 is always nice. The dolphin attacks the lowest HP with 5 damage. Right now, when nearly no pets have melon armor, and especially not the weakest ones, it's basically a guaranteed kill. It's also a 4-6 unit. It's a really solid buy, you know. As you can see in the teams right here, so the dolphin's gonna do 5 attacks to the lowest enemy. The top team, it will kill the sheep. That will prevent 1 sheep from spawning. The team below that, it will do 5 damage to the ox, so the ox would just be dead. That's really big.
Big bison with level 3. I actually really hate going level 3 otter into bison, because level 3 otter is just so bad late game. Oh, we won with 1 health.
Right, so SubOptimal just talked about not liking going level 3 otter with bison. So a bison needs a level 3 in the team to start scaling. A bison is good because it gets its skills on its own. It gets beefy nice and quick. But what he said, the otter, it's an 8-9. Right now, it's still a good unit. Been in like 4 turns. It's still gonna be like around 8-9, maybe 12-12 from some random scaling going on. It's not gonna hold up. You don't want to keep that in your team to keep scaling your bison. Say if you had the level 3 swan you're probably gonna keep until like late game. So you could then go for a bison. That's kind of the thinking he's doing right there. Right, also noticed that SubOptimal noticed that he won with 1 HP, so he knows he's close to drawing or even losing or winning games. He knows he's not that far ahead anymore. Alright, so here he just pilled the flamingo in front of the ox. A little unfortunate that he had the level 3 otter behind that. That was a little bit of a mistake. He noticed that immediately as well.
We can go for level 3 swan. If we do get a bison, we can buy it and then keep the otter for a little bit, go for level 3 swan eventually.
Right, so here they just explained what I said. They wouldn't mind the bison because it scales nicely, and then they would eventually go for the level 3 swan to keep the level 3 swan and keep the bison scaling, and then eventually get rid of the otter. That's also an option. The thing is, going for level 3s is very money intensive.
Nice, another 1 health victory. I'm sure they're so happy.
So now SubOptimal noticed again another victory with 1 HP. They're very close to drawing, maybe even losing. They're still not confidently winning games.
Snail. Bison. We got a skunk. Okay.
Okay, so he was rolling a little bit there, seeing if he could get something that he liked. As you might know from the beginning of the video, the spirit animal of SubOptimal is a skunk. If he sees a skunk, most of the time he gets it. Alright, so freezing the snail here. Like we saw earlier, SubOptimal noticed as well, he won 2 games with just 1 HP, so it's not unlikely to lose right now. Right, so here a little bit of unfortunate placement, but luckily SubOptimal had the snail frozen. So right now, getting rid of the dolphin, he's done his job. So getting the nice snail buff, rolling, getting a penguin. They got 1 level 3 right now, 1 level 2 swan, almost a level 2 ox. The penguin is going to be scaling a little bit, so what SubOptimal is looking for right now is just looking for the levels, trying to get his team to start scaling. Right, so getting another penguin, getting that penguin to level 2 is gonna give them really, really nice scaling. There we have the level 2 penguin. So right now you see they also sold the otter, just going for a full team that just scales as quickly as it can. Getting the monkey in there, getting that front unit nice and beefy. So here they got a little bit of a lucky roll. So they rolled 2 monkeys, that means they got a level 2 monkey, which is very nice. And they also got 2 chocolates. So they could choose to level up the skunk and the ox to get them buffs as well next round from the penguin.
I don't think I'm gonna sell Skunk though. Unless I get like a fly, I guess I'll do that.
So losing this round, not too bad. They got still 9 HP left, now on 6 HP. SubOptimal got 2 scaling units in there right now with very low attack. So it's alright to lose this. They're gonna definitely scale a little more. What was really nice about the high roll last round is everything is level 2 right now. So everything besides the penguin is gonna get +2/+2. And the monkey is just gonna get +6/+6 to the front unit. So the scaling is very, very solid right now.
Skunk is pretty nice to have late game for sure. It's so much easier to have than a rooster, because a rooster you really have to commit to scaling it, like with monkey or dragon, and like Skunk is pretty low commitment because you can always sell it if you don't get like level 2 and have a penguin.
So here's SubOptimal talking a little bit about why he chooses to go Skunk very often. He was talking about Skunk being a little bit of an easier unit to just buy and sell later on. Because when you're buying a rooster, like he was talking about, you have to scale the rooster. Because when you have like, have a base stat rooster, it's gonna spawn like a very weak chick that doesn't really do anything. It's basically like a little bit of a stronger cricket, you know? So you need to invest so much in that chicken, then when you aren't able to do that, and you like half invest in the chicken, or the rooster, I should say, you've lost like a lot of money that you could have put it somewhere else, you know? So not much being done this round. They bought a little bit of melon armor on the skunk, 1 level on the swan, and 1 pizza. But the thing is, not much has been done, but the penguin scales massively, and then the monkey also just scales. You don't need to do anything right now anymore. It's just passive scaling. It's beautiful. It does that job, man.
Math-wise, Skunk value grows as your opponent does, one of the best units in the game behind the skill curve.
I think somebody in the chat mentioned this, like what SubOptimal said. The longer you keep the skunk, even if you're not leveling it, the stronger it gets, because your opponent's HP is getting higher and higher, but your skunk still does 33% damage, so it's always such a solid unit. Taking Splash on the monkey right now Splash is a very usable in-game ability, especially when you're versing roosters. They spawn 1 HP chicks. A Splash monkey could kill 2 roosters or 2 little chicks in 1 hit. Also, Splash could just destroy some melon, so it's just a solid buy overall. So here, checking the board again, how's everybody doing? What's everybody's team doing? So SubOptimal can lose 1 more round, the rest is all at lethal. It's just good to know this stuff when you're in the versus mode. Alright, so here the monkey actually did some pretty good damage. The monkey got rid of the last melon armor on the mosquito, so that's just a very good hit from the monkey. Right, so they got the level 3 penguin, scaling even better right now. It's basically just monkeys throwing everything. Level 1 monkeys throwing stats on your team. Also going for the level 3 skunk, showing even more how much value SubOptimal puts in the skunk.
I don't know, should I sell penguin or should I sell monkey if we get a fly?
Alright, so now it's a 1v1. The first thing SubOptimal does is check out their team, you know? You want to see what kind of team they got. Do they have a hedgehog blowfish build? Then you're not gonna buy a melon armor, then you're gonna buy garlic armor. Do they have a summoning build? Then you want to buy more splash attack, some stuff like that. You know, you gotta know what you're up against. This is just some basic rules, but SubOptimal always just looking at the other teams, and that's one of the reasons why he's always so good. So again, looking at the team, SubOptimal here wants to put in a fly this or next round. A 1-up is a really good thing to put on a fly, because if you're playing against a team with a leopard, your fly could just get sniped and the whole fly is useless and you're down 1 unit. If you put a second life on that fly, the fly gets sniped, still unlucky, but then you have a 1-1 fly that still spawns 3, like 5-5 or 10-10 flies depending on the level. So 1-up on a fly, if you're playing against leopards, is basically a must-have. So here, placement, a little bit unfortunate for SubOptimal, but the good thing is they got a splash monkey they got a fly frozen to counter the chickens. So the splash could counter the rooster, and the fly can counter it. So let's see how to use it. Alright, so deciding between selling the penguin or the monkey right now. Penguin skills much more right now. Monkey only skills front unit. So the scaling on the penguin is better. The monkey has spice, the penguin has take. So they're basically same attack-ish. Then looking at the penguin, not a lot of HP. The monkey could like survive maybe one of those little chick hits. So deciding to keep the monkey, getting that skunk nice and high attack and HP. Right, so SubOptimal almost bought the little first blip for the level 3 fly, but they're both on lethal. It's unlikely that they'll draw, so just buying one extra sushi for a little bit of extra stats is the strat he's going with here. So look at the fly here. The fly does so much. One fly, so the first unit dies, one fly spawns in. That fly kills the bee. The bee would have killed melon armor on the ox. Fly still alive. Then the fly kills the melon armor on the mosquito. And then the fly finishes off the chicken. The monkey is ready for the little chicks. Kills 2. Then kills the other one and the melon on the last unit. And they get the win.
Nice! The fly did it. We won the very last one. Feels good to end on a win. Thanks everyone for watching, I appreciate it.
Alright everybody, that is how SubOptimal plays a versus game. This is obviously just one game. He plays with a lot more different strats, but in my experience, I see them playing this strat quite a bit. And it's working really well for them. They got like, they taken out early teams, you know, they got the tempo in there. Buying the fly, definitely one of his signatures. Skunk as well, that's definitely their signature move. Skunk is just carrying the team. Ox for the anti-melon, the monkey for the scaling. They also had the penguin in there for the scaling, and then the swan just to keep rolling for more luck. Alright, I hope everybody enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed the gameplay, this wasn't my gameplay if you didn't notice already. SubOptimal has got a Twitch channel. They also have a YouTube channel. Go follow them on there. They're live pretty often on Twitch. You can play versus games with them as well. He's a super great guy. He's also got a YouTube channel. He's got some fun YouTube videos on that. Check them out. Be sure to do that. Show him some love. This is me trying something a little bit new. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. If you have any feedback on how I can change the format a little bit, or who I can watch next to steal some secret strategies from, let me know, man. Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, follow me on YouTube, man. Subscribe a little bit, and you'll be notified for more videos. Also, we also play versus games on Twitch together with all of us, with all of you. You can join in. We can battle each other, have some fun, show your newly learned skunk skills in the Twitch stream. The links are all in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.